Okay, so this video is going to be about nested structures and, well, just nested structures to be honest. So let's take a look and see what we're going to do. So the first thing you need to be familiar with is indexing and slicing. So as you know, if we make a list, let's say it's going to be, and actually before we do this, I am going to make this a little bit bigger so that you can see. There we go. Much better. Okay, so I'll make a list. I'm going to call it Pokemon, right? Everyone loves Pokemon. The first one I'm going to do is Pikachu, everyone's favorite. We'll also do Haunter, and the names for this are different in English. So if you don't recognize these, do not worry. And I'm also going to do Coughing. These are some of my favorite Pokemon. When I was probably your age, we'll do Electrode too. Okay, wonderful. So now, if I want to access one of these things, I would simply use print. I would use the name of the variable, the name of the list, which is Pokemon. If I just print now, it accesses everything, right? So it actually shows us the entire thing. Well, it should show us the entire thing. Let's pause that and see what we can do. Oh, looks like it's crashed. There we go. Okay, so if we play that, you can see, yes, it displays the list on the right hand side, which is perfect, right? That's actually what we expected. So now what we're going to be doing is accessing things inside of the list. So if we want to access Pikachu, we use something called array indexing. An array is just another word for a list. So we're doing some list indexing. Now computers start from 0. So we use these square brackets. Remember, square brackets, and let me get the hashtag out. There we go. We'll do square brackets for array indexing. And we'll put in 0. Now 0 is going to be Pikachu. So if you can see now on the right hand side, it says Pikachu. Wonderful. Now what else can we do here? We can do lots of other things. So if we want to do Electrode, we would do -1. Why? Because we can also do negative indexing, which goes backwards. But we could also even do 4 because Pikachu is 0, Haunter is 1, Gengar is 2, Coughing is 3, Electrode is 4. So if we wanted to get Gengar, what would we do? You've guessed it. It would be 2, right? And that would be 0, 1, 2. There we go. Perfect. However, we can also access things inside of Gengar. So for example, if I did 2 and then 0, what do you think is going to happen? It would do G, or it'd print out G. So you can see that we first have array indexing here, and then we have something called splicing. So we'll put that here, and I'll put this a bit further down. So the second is for splicing. We can even do things like this. We'll do from index 0 to 2, and it will do GE. Perfect. We can do just 2 and colon, which will do everything from n continuing. Yes, there we go. And yeah, so we can do splicing this way. So we can actually extract things from the list, and then we can extract the things inside each list item, which is Pikachu, Haunter, Gengar, Coughing, and Electrode. Good. Now the next thing you need to know is that we might have some nested data types. So let's take a look at this nested data type right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put, there we go. I'm going to put this as info right there, and this will be inside right here. So we'll have, let's do Pokemon list is equal to, there we go. And we're going to separate this out just so it's easier to see. So there we go. We've separated that list from there. And we have a dictionary inside of here with a list inside. There we go. And matter of fact, I'm just going to separate these out so you can see it more clearly. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that should be a little bit more clear as to what we're looking at, right? This is usually a way that is more readable for humans. At least I think so, and a lot of other people agree. So let's take a look at what we could do. Now, if I wanted to print out the word fish, what would I do? Well, first, as you know, I need to access the dictionary. So I'll do print data. Very good. Now I've accessed the dictionary. Next thing is I need to access animals. So I would use this, type in animals, that accesses animals. Now I have a list. Well, you might be thinking that fish would be 0, which is dog, cat, which is 1, and fish, which is 3. And you're halfway right. So putting in 3, or rather 2, 2, would give us the list at position 3, because you can see this list is occupying 1 position. Even though there's 2 things inside of the list, the entire list has 1 position. It takes up 1 place. So if we now have a list printed out, how would we now access things inside of this list? And you guessed it, we did this before, right? So we can now use 0, and this will print out fish. If I wanted to print out just ish, I could do that too if I wanted to. There we go, and that'll print out ish. So we have accessing the actual dictionary, accessing the dictionary key, accessing the item inside of the value, then accessing the right list item inside of the list inside the dictionary, and then accessing or splicing a part of the word that is inside of a list item, that is inside of another list, that is inside of the key inside of the dictionary. And you can see that this gets really complicated, right? This is why it's called nested data structures. We nest things inside of each other. Okay, now we could also access a dictionary inside of a dictionary. And how do we do that? Let's take a look. So we have Pokemon. Okay, so let's do this. We have Pokemon, and Pokemon is actually a dictionary, right? You can see this is a dictionary. So the key is Pokemon, and the key value is another dictionary. So let's get rid of all this. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have type legs Pokemon list. Okay, so if I wanted to access Pokemon list, I can do so by typing in Pokemon list like so. And this accesses Pokemon list. If I wanted to now access Electrode, I could do -1 because we have negative indexing, and that accesses Electrode. If I want to now access just the, let's do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's do road, so that should be 5 onwards. There we go, that has just road. And if I wanted to make that into title case, which means the first letter is a capital letter, I can do so like so. If I wanted to make it uppercase, I can also do that like so. So there's lots of things we can do, right, when we access different things inside of the list. Okay, now let's do something a little bit more complicated, which is appending, inserting, removing, and changing. So step by step, how to append. Well, we can only append to list. We can only append to lists. So we have a list right here. We have a list right here. Now I'm going to append to this list, right? Just because I want to, why not? And I can even append another list to the list. Therefore, this list will have 2 lists inside of the list. It gets really complicated. So let's access data, then animals, and then inside of animals, we're going to be accessing the list. So we're going to access, well, we've already accessed the list. And maybe I want to access the second list, or the first list inside of the list, which is the second list, or the nested list. And now I want to append inside of this list. Let's append monkey. So let's take a look at this. Data, this accesses the dictionary. Animals accesses this key. 1, so this is going to be 0, and this is going to be 1. So actually I'm wrong. This should be 2, because it's now 0, 1, 2. Remember, the list is counted as 1 list item if it's a list. And in this list, we're going to append monkey. Good. Now let's print data and see what we come up with. Press play. Wonderful. You can see we have, do we have monkey? Yes, we do. Monkey is right here. Perfect. Wow. I'm a genius. Amazing. Now we can also insert things. Okay. And I believe, can we only insert items into lists? I think we can only use insert into lists, not dictionaries. Yes, I believe it's only, yes, it is only lists. Okay, good. Just double checking. Okay, good. Now, so we're going to say only insert to lists. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's add to this list right here, this Pokemon list. So we're going to find the dictionary, data, okay, data. And we're going to say Pokemon. Good. Pokemon. And the thing we want to access inside a Pokemon is called Pokemon list. So we get Pokemon list. And now here's the complicated bit. We're going to say insert. Now insert takes two things. It takes a number and it takes a value. And let's just make it easier. I'll make the value Mewtwo, so we know straight away what the value is. This 0 represents the list position, or the index position. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this Mewtwo is going to be inserted at that position and push everything towards the other sides, right? So if we do it at 1, which is right here, Haunter will be before Mewtwo, and then Gengar will be after Mewtwo. So let's do that. We'll do it at 1. You can see what I mean. And we'll actually print, let's print just this part, just so we can see clearly. Okay, so you can see in just a moment. Oh, what is this? Key error, Pokemon list. Have I spelt Pokemon lists wrong? I have. There we go. The mistake was right here. There was an extra M. There we go. Now you should see a list. Oh, there's another list. Have I not corrected my list? Pokemon list, Pokemon list. What have I done wrong? There we also done it right here. Okay, good. Now it should work. Okay, so you can see Mewtwo. Good. If we did it at position 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it at position 3. Position 3, which is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. Coughing is going to be before Mewtwo, and Electrode will be after Mewtwo. Press play. There we go. Coughing is before. Oh, Coughing is not before Mewtwo. Let's take a look at this. Coughing is after Mewtwo. Does this make sense? Pikachu, Haunter, Gengar, 0, 1, 2, 3. So it should be in this position. Coughing should be before Mewtwo. Have I done something wrong? Let's take a look. Data, insert 3, Mewtwo. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay. Oh, it does work. Okay, fine. Okay, let's try this too. Does that work? Yes. Okay, no, it does work. Yes, very good. Perfect. So that's how we insert things inside a list. Very good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is remove an item. And removing is very easy. All we're going to do is use this, remove. And we can remove things from lists like so. These are all list methods. So we can remove monkey, or we can remove, let's remove, so data, animals, position 2, 1, 2, this is 2, add monkey. So we're going to actually remove bird this time. And we will print out this and see what happens. There we go. So we should see only fish. There we go. Perfect. Now there is one more thing, which is a direct change. And this is the easiest thing to learn of them all. So let's do, for example, this one right. Actually, you know what? We'll do electrode, right? Because that is nested inside many things. So first we need to find electrodes. We have data. Then we have, what do we have? We have Pokemon. Then Pokemon list. Then inside this we have electrode, which is at -1. Good. Now, if I print this, which I'm going to print right now, you can see that this is going to be equal to electrode. So what I'm now doing is I'm saying this thing, which is also technically a variable, is now going to be equal to not electrode. So this is now being overwritten by this here. So when I press play, print, and I put this inside, you can see it's going to say not electrode. Super good. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to make a dictionary called weird info, add a sentence as a string, add a list with at least one list inside, similar to this. Add another dictionary side like this right here. So you can see this is the key, this is the value, but the value is a dictionary. And we're going to access and print something from the list on the inside that you make. We're going to add a new value using append, remove one of the values, insert a new value at index 1, change one of the dictionary values, which we can do like this, and print your final dictionary and check if your edits work. So I have no issues, or I have no, qualms about you being able to finish this homework. But if you do have questions, I am here to help you. please message me and I'll give you as much assistance as you need. So hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Goodbye. See you.